sustainable energy for cooking through recycling of bio-waste into eco-friendly briquettes. 80% of sub-Saharan Africa, Kenya included, use unsustainable wood fuel for cooking, whereas 14,000 Kenyans die every year because of poisonous gases, which is more than HIV and AIDS to date of charcoal briquettes, which is equivalent to 7,800 tons of mature trees, approximately translating to 200 tons of carbon emissions saved from the environment. We have also lifted 500 tons of waste from the field of respiratory health challenges and taking care of our environment.
Silfros, an advocate of Greenbelt movement, say the main reason why she started this business is to help eradicate the unemployment menace among the youth, reduction of respiratory health challenges, and taking care of the environment.
What inspired me mostly was my husband has been working on recycling of waste and environment. So at one point when we were in Kariobangi South, where he has his business, there was a lot of waste lying from bio-waste. This is basically agricultural waste. And also you'd see mamas cooking around that area using wood, and you could see the smoke emitting from that. And also growing up in the village, remember the days when you are sent to look for firewood, you have to light this firewood, the smoke is too much, you have to come home, and you've not done your homework at that point. So there was a need for a solution. And when we thought, like, how can we preserve this environment? How can we provide a solution from these challenges that is caused by the smoke that is emitted from cooking? So based on that, we did experience using sawdust, which is a product of wood being cut used on by furniture makers, and we are able to get a solution. We were able to come up with the green charcoal briquettes. We provide secondary income to our employees because as they work, we tell them, please go and preach this, that we should preserve our environment by using this clean product.
Biomass is a renewable source of fuel that produces energy, which is basically agricultural waste that comprises of coffee and macadamia husks and coconut shells.
Biomass or biomass is basically agricultural waste. You can today plant many trees, and to prune these trees to give them better growth, you have your raw materials. You have raw materials from agricultural waste. We have twigs, we have coffee husks, we have macadamia husks, we have coconut shells. So every agricultural waste is a raw material available anywhere.
Silfro says the process of making briquettes is not difficult as it may seem, and anybody can venture into the business if only they are willing to be part of green environment.
The process of doing charcoal briquettes is not difficult as such, and anybody who is willing to be part of green environment is able to do it. So what we do, we have engaged youth through CBOs that collect this biomass and then they carbonize, meaning they carbonize to minimize or to neutralize the dangerous gases. After that, what we do is once they are brought to our factory, we use some paper sludge, which we get from Chandaria Industries, and we bring them together. So once we have all the raw materials collected, we mill the carbonized biomass into fine powder form. Then we mix it together with our paper sludge and a binder, which is molasses. After mixing, we extrude the mixture into cylindrical shaped briquettes, and then we dry the same depending on the weather condition, or we use heaters, which we have. And it takes like 2 days to have them dried and then packaged into our standard packaging, depending on what the customer needs. Others need 50 standard kgs per sack. Others need small packaging, 1 kg, 5 kg, depending on their need.
By collection of waste and decarbonizing them, they use paper sludge and mill the carbonized material into powder form, then mix them together, forming molasses into the making of the briquettes.
The way we make our green charcoal briquette is different. From onset, they are different products. And the normal conventional wood charcoal is buried on the sand and they make it. At the end of the day, the dangerous gases are still part of it because the combustion is not complete. So for us, the process, we have to carbonize, we have to neutralize the dangerous gases from this biowaste. We use machines. So the process is identically different because the main difference that we neutralize the dangerous gases, which is not done on the conventional.
Having a bigger facility enlarging their market and awareness are the wish to Bentos Energy.
Our go-to-market strategy was from a start by word of mouth, use of social media. We could make announcements in our church. And the first thing we did was to give a test to a targeted people, a targeted market, who would come and say, oh, this is doing best, because there are various and numerous advantages of the green charcoal briquettes. One, it is smokeless. Two, it's affordable. Three, it has minimal carbon emission. And it's packaged. It is affordable. You've saved some money. And it's going to burn twice longer than the normal. So you have a double saving. The basic challenge we need is to do more of awareness program, or like road shows, because people have a perception that the briquettes are for the upper class, which is not true. It can be used and it's affordable with every income level.
Word of mouth and social media was their go-to market strategy. Certification requirements, retaining of employees, and awareness is among the challenges Bentos Energy is facing.
We needed to get the statutory requirements because we need to get like a NEMA certification to do these processes. The other challenge was like, because it's something new and it's tedious, it's not a clean job as you would see. So retaining employees would be a challenge, but we have been able to minimize that or come up with a solution. Tell them, look, we are trying to be part of Green Ambassadors and you can be the same. We've given you an opportunity, like you go home, take a pack with you, share with your neighbors, let them experience the difference. And whatever you sell, you're able to earn a commission on that. So giving them a secondary income, we are able to maintain them. We were able to engage mostly women and youth, because women are consistent in their work. They are more consistent and more focused as compared somehow to the youth. And you find at the end of the day, they can, on the young men, mostly they work on the machines, on machine operation. They need to be persistent. There are challenges ups and downs. Like in the briquettes, it's not a clean business, but the terms are good. So you have to maintain, you have to remain consistent. You have to ensure that whenever a customer calls, you have the product available. Despite the challenges in the market, we just have to remain positive, because it's the challenges that make you work harder to overcome them. What I would want to add is that every Kenya, wherever they are, needs to have a clean environment. And with the climate change, everybody's experiencing. And we are the cause of this climate challenges that we are facing today. Me and you can be part of Green Ambassador and just ensure that we preserve our environment. We serve, we maintain our trees by using the green charcoal briquettes, because with that, we are reducing the pressure on our environment. We have the water catchment area available. So we'll have enough food, we'll have a clean environment, there'll be enough rainfall. At the same time, we are using sustainable fuel for our cooking. If you inventors, for now, we have a mobile app where we can share with you the number you just dialed, and this is a distributor is able to tell you where to get it. You can communicate it to us, or if they have at that point, you are able to get it. We have a few distributors just still within Nairobi County.
Keep the conversation going on at Fanaka Digital on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and check our Instagram page to see more about our inspiring content.
Agenda Big Four ni nini? Fomu ya kuweka Kenya lembe to the next level kwa miaka kobole za kukaa. Big Four iko na name. FAO, manufacturing, SEO, msosi, UTAT, riba ya afya, NEI ni makeja. Nini ndio inspiration za Big Four? Inalenga kuget manufacturing ita contribute kwa ganji za Kenya. Inadaisha famu zote Kenya kupata msosi. Afya Big Four ina target kila msee awai afya insurance cover. Pia ina target kubuild keja 500,000. Big Four itatuwai nini? Manufacturing. Big Four itafanya GDP contribution ya manufacturing isonge. Tutatia countries top 50 zenye ziko rahisi kudo biz now. Worksmita moja zitajipa. Mapeni za mainvestors kutoka Mayolo zitagrow kutoka mita 6 tumbili karibu NEI. Msosi. Wakulima wataongeza ganji zao. Bei ya kiroma isipite more than nusu ya salo ya mapato ya raia. Works karibu 700,000 zitajipa. Kupunguza wadhi hawana dema by karibu nusu. Kuongeza contribution ya agric kwa GDP. Kupunguza watoi wana ugonjwa juu ya kutodishi by kitu half. Afya. Ita help kutokulipia hosi for services crucial. itapunguza wadhii kutumia ganji zao directly kwa mahosi. Makeja. Big Four itapunguza bei ya wadhii kubai makeja by almost nusu. Itapunguza bei ya kubuild makeja by 30%. Job 300,000 zitajipa kwa sekta ya MJE. Itapunguza upungufu ya makeja kuwa cheap. Ita increase contribution ya construction kwa sekta ya MJE. Nini itasaidia Big Four kujipa? Kumaliza uradi zilianzishwa, kuimprove security ndio tuwe na 24 hours economy, kupiga corruption war na kufanya civil service iwe accountable, kuweka service zote za gava ziwe mtandaoni, kuweka bei ya nare au masti na waba iwe affordable, kuimprove skill ya mayouth kwa areas za matechnical. Ni kina nani watakuwa involved kwa Big Four? Ni wera ya gava ya national na za county, ma investors na madonors.
Africa, a melting pot of diverse people and cultures, bursting with entrepreneurial potential. From Cape to Cairo, small businesses, the economic Africa. In 2012, journey began. A finance market leader determined to capacitate small African businesses. The journey, forged and strengthened by strong partnerships with financial institutions, has seen marked and tangible successes across Africa. This is their story.
student entrepreneurs striving to strike a balance between their business and schoolwork. Charlotte Isanda is a sixth-year student artist at the Kenyatta University. She explains to us why she has been a fine art student for 6 years. When we come to my art, I'll try explaining an inspiring story which I'm supposed to be done with school. Art takes 4 years, but because of being a youth, hapa na pale, nilipotea kidogo, then right now I'm back on track, doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Charlotte tells us she has loved art since she was young, and that is why she chose to do art. I have loved art since I was young. I can't think of anything else if not an artist. Like, I'm one of those people who was made for art. Yeah. I started drawing in class 7, class 8. My entire high school, I was drawing, I was painting, I was writing letters for people. Ile yenye mkienda funky, you want to write a letter. I was the one doing that, calligraphing on the envelopes. Artwork does pay, she tells us, but it depends with one's market. I am flexible for every market. It just depends with the honesty of the client, because as I said, some tunasumbuana nao sana, but it depends. A student, see ati they're earning so much and not so little because it's art, tutaelewana bei. Yeah, hatuwezi kosana bei. So I have clients from Karen, I have clients from KU, I have clients from Ruiru. It just depends with who you are and how you want your art to be done. It also depends with your market, because around KU, I do not have a lot of customers. My customers come from beyond KU, not students, and yeah, they're normally not students, because art is tricky. There was a time I used to do art. I just start doing it. Someone tells me they want a piece. I do it before even talking about the price and everything, because I was excited about art, but I came to realize this is my career. This is what I will be doing for the rest of my life. So it's paying in that you have to talk to your client, establish, I need deposit before I begin your work, because clients can become shady when the work is done. She is inspired by the fact that artwork comes from the core of her being. The last piece I did, I was inspired by money, which see mse akitaka painting, they pay you, you do the art. But what inspires me is that it comes from the soul, from the core of my being. I'm an artist and I just love art. That is the first thing that inspires me. I make church designs, the backdrops, I design them. I do animation, I do printmaking. I paint, although I'm not currently doing painting as a course, but I paint. When it comes to challenges she encountered, she established that there needs to be some deposit before starting a client's work. Before, I used to do artworks. You bought the materials, you have the ink, you are spending your time there, then a client atasema hana pesa, they'll just go AWOL on you. Yeah, that was the major challenge, the major challenge.
She believes that when one has the desire to learn something, they definitely can do anything they want to.
Yes, I believe in that because hata si art pekee, if you have the desire to learn something, baby steps, step 1, step 2, step 3, you'll get there. Utalearn.
Okay, so I see a photo of this must be Ice Cube right here.
Yes.
So like, was this a photo that you were looking from another photo? Like you have a photo and then you're drawing from somewhere else, or is it the picture of Ice Cube that you have in your mind when you're like drawing it? Like, how did you get to come up with this one exactly?
This was a class. It's called Human Figure, and we were drawing different faces. I love this face.
Okay.
Not like love, but I've watched a lot of his movies. So it was a picture I got from the internet. I drew it and presented it for marking.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like, do you like come up with such a picture? Pencil? Is it you just like take a pencil and you drew this?
For a portrait, you have to be looking at a photo to draw a portrait.
Okay.
Any other picture, you can get it from your memory. But a portrait, I don't know if there are people who draw it from memory, but
Okay.
a portrait,
Yeah.
you really have to look somewhere before drawing it.
Okay. So like, probably, okay, we are friends.
Mhm.
So for instance, if I say that, you know what, I want you to draw a photo of me, would you like have this photo like of me in your head, and then you just like start drawing, or I also have to give you a photo of me for you to draw me?
I have your photo in head, but putting it down on paper,
Yeah.
a bit hard. You need it's a portrait, remember,
Yeah.
and you want it maybe to hang it in your house,
Okay.
and for it to be that perfect, I need to be reference points.
Yeah. So
I
that
need
you
to
get
have a
very
photo, a hard copy of a photo to
Mhm.
draw it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So these are the examples that you are telling us about aluminium. These the ones that you're using are printing.
Mm-hmm.
So like when it comes to such images,
Mhm.
do you like have them in mind? Ama pia hizi you're like referring to somewhere.
These ones, it is printmaking, and for you to make a print, the lecturer requires you to have a source of inspiration.
Okay.
Yeah, so this source of inspiration for me was the Maasai women. They are not exactly this way, but this is what I was getting from the internet. When you just see a Maasai on the streets,
Yeah.
you draw a rough sketch, because as you can see, they are not complete figures. They're just like sketches, because that is printmaking.
Okay,
You
yeah.
just come up with figures.
Mhm.
Yeah, so
Okay. Sawa sawa. So like the printing and all, are these also something that you sell? Ama these ones are just for class assignments and all.
I really love printmaking. I can sell them, but I have not found the right people who know the value
Okay.
of prints. Yeah, but I have a mentor. I do have a mentor. He is called the Art Kiosk in Instagram, in Facebook, and he does sell his prints. He does do, sorry, amazing prints. Yeah, so I would really love to venture into printmaking, because it's a market where you can do a lot. People do prints, but they prints for t-shirts. I love these prints for
Yeah.
paper, where you can hang them in your house. Yeah.
Okay. So for instance, like someone once you told us that you love interior design. If I want you to come and just do a design in my house, it's pretty plain. I have no idea, and I tell you, no what, just do something about the plain paper. Like, what exactly would you do, and how much averagely would it like cost for you to come up with, you know, a house that was plain to now a house that is designed?
First of all, people confuse interior design and interior decoration.
Okay.
Interior design is you design it from, we combine with architecture. You combine from scratch the plan, the way the kitchen is adjacent to the bedroom, to the sitting room, all of that. Whereby interior decoration is I come, tell you these curtains, take them down, we need these curtains, this carpet. Yeah, so specify which one do you want.
Both, like tell us, like if we want to work with both of them, like someone just wants a whole change
Okay.
about how the entire house looks like just from the scratch, what are we gonna need and how are we going to do it, like from the word go?
First of all, I'll come to assess the site. The site is where your house is.
Okay.
Yeah, to know if you want it from scratch. Depends. If it's a house being built, yeah, that we can work with. If it's a house that is already built and you just want to change a few things in the interior, we can also work with that. So that will depend on the person.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like let's work with the house that's already in existence. Like someone has a house, you just moved to a new house with a pretty plain wall, and you just like the wall is pretty plain, but you want to come up with something that will make the house look interesting.
Okay.
Like how much would it cost averagely, and what exactly would you do to the house? Some of the things that you can do to a house that has a plain wall. Would you prefer the drawings, or would you paint? What exactly would you do?
That also depends with the person. How far your budget can stretch.
Okay.
I can do the walls. There's painting. There's wallpapers. There's the finishings. Plus, there's also the paintings. So I'll have to know what you really want in your house to be able to come up with this.
Okay. And how
And
are
it
your...
is costly.
Yeah, exactly.
It is very costly for an entire house, because there's the living room. The living room design is different from the corridors, from the back porch, from the bedrooms. Everything is totally different. And if you want that design touch, you'll have to dig into your pockets.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like have you been able to get to like pay your school fees or run your errands here and there because of the artwork that you do and the printing and the designs that you do?
Running my errands, yes. Paying my school fees. I'd like to believe when you pay your school fees, your parents wanakuweka mali ya uko. But I can be able to raise my school fees.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. So probably there's someone who has always admired to do art. Like honestly, I do. I love art. But someone who wants to do art and they don't know where to start. Like for instance, you've told us about the stories of some of your pictures, how you had to change, you discovered the that you got, and you're telling your story through artwork. And probably there's also someone who also has a talent, but they don't know where to start. Ajui aende shule, ama ajui and probably they can't even raise school fees, but they want to do artwork. What is that advice that you can give to them?
Art, you do not have to have school fees at the moment. Art is believing in yourself. Before I got saved, and if you're not saved, I'm not pushing you to get saved, but before I got saved, nilikuwa nimesuppress kabisa the art in me. I was doing other things. I was venturing into other kinds of business. And when I decided to tulia on art, that's when akuja. Like you can do one project which will sustain you for an entire month before you get another project which will be maybe 1 month later. This one project you make sustain. So if you want to do art, first it should come from the inside. Yeah, as in if find from and believe in yourself. Everyone tells you believe in yourself, but
She explains to us why she decided to be doing the decors for the church.
I wanted to serve. That was the major goal. I just wanted to serve God, and I knew this gift He has given me, which better way than to use it in His house. So I began it serving, and as I grew, they got to compensate me in some way.
What inspires her to make the different designs in church is the theme of the month.
I think about it and I'm like, this is the theme for this month. This design will look amazing on this stage. Yeah, and considering we are a church of young people, I do not like it when it's fun out there, it's fun in the clubs, then in the church you come and there's a boring backdrop there, everything about it's boring. So I decided I'm going to use my art to entice the young people to come to church.
When it comes to balancing her schoolwork and the artwork,
Actually, it's hard it's really hard. Sana sana when you have due assignments, and because it's art, you can't do something overnight and it's done. You have to put your time into it. So I just have to balance. Like in church, I can't do it if it's not a Friday or a Saturday. So during the week, I'm maximizing my time so that when it comes to Friday, I work with my schedule. Whatever I have, whatever I am doing, and whatever the time frame they want their piece done. So we get to talk and we get to squeeze in some time for the piece to be done.
She takes us through the story behind the paintings she has.
So this particular piece was when I was getting saved, and it was called Breaking Free. That is the title, Breaking Free. And as you can see, there's a girl kid behind the face of another one, the same person. So at this point, I was in bondage when you do not know it, but you are. So that was and you're starting to realize you're in bondage. You start reminiscing what went wrong, where. Yeah, so that is how it all began. This picture, it shows someone kissing someone in there, and this is me crying. The lady crying symbolizes me. So this is I felt a heartbreak. Yeah, because we are human. You come to campus naive, then bam, a heartbreak. Yeah. So so this is the third piece. Getting heartbroken, you resort to different ways to cope with that. I resorted to weed. Yeah. I was rolling, I was smoking anything that can be smoked. Yeah, so this is called wasting away. Yeah, and as you can see, there is a guy. So this was a phase in my life where, hey, I cannot even explain it. Yeah, I think the best way was to put it down on paper and draw it, because at times you lack the words. Yeah, so that is the third. This is the fourth. You're trying everything, you're trying smoking your life away, but nothing is working. This is called surrealism, and this piece was called emptiness. That is a heart floating away. I was cold, meaning as much as I was wasting away, I was smoking, nothing was still filling me up as a person. Yeah. And this is the other, where this is the fifth piece. Or the fourth piece. This is the fifth piece, where that is me seated in a club somewhere in Nairobi, because this is the skyline of Nairobi. Yeah, smoking, drinking, just trying anything to forget, just trying anything to get on with life. Yeah. So this is the sixth piece, and when you realize nothing is working, you break down and cry. Yeah, so this is me depressed, very depressed, giving up on love, giving up on life, giving up on everything. Yeah, this is me at rock bottom. Yeah. So this is my favorite piece. It doesn't look favorite, but it is my favorite. This is when it's called When Love Broke Through. This shows a hand with a nail in the middle, and that represents the hand that belongs to Jesus. And we see the girl who is me, with this bars broken. We saw in the first piece there was a girl behind bars. So in this phase, the bars are getting broken. When love broke through, when Christ came through for me. Yeah, because all of that led to an addiction. Yeah, and so basically Christ broke through. Yeah, and this was a story I was presenting in class, and the lecturer wanted to know, where are you now? Where are you right this moment? Because as I was presenting it, a lot of people thought I was depressed, thought I'm still down there, but it was a reflection of what I have been through, where I have come from. And so they asked me, where are you now? This is where I am now, in the arms of the Savior. Yeah. And that sums it. That was my journey to getting saved.
We asked her what it takes to come up with a portrait, and she told us she takes only one night, depending with the size. Paintings, on the other hand, can take up to a week.
The design, the string art, with enough manpower, it can take a day. But since we are less, it takes 2 days because the nails have to be everywhere, in every corner. They have to be hit. And the stringing, it takes some time. For the church, it's a day or two. Paintings can take me up to a week. Yeah, because it's painting. It has to become precise. I love perfection too. As an artist, you can't be perfect at everything, but there's that level of perfection you want to reach. So paintings, it takes me a week.
Okay, so like when it comes to a painting like this one, how long does it take you for you to come? Is this like a sketch you are doing, and how long does it take for you to come up with something like this?
This exact one.
Yes.
Okay, so a night. Yes, and by a night I mean from around 8 to around 4 a.m. Yeah.
8 to 4 a.m.
Yeah.
On her social media platforms,
At the moment, I want to start, but I have not yet begun. That is posting them on social media. I have begun doing my art, and as per the market is there. The market is there. It comes, it goes, but the market is there. So I have not tried social media, and I need to overcome this fear of the jokers, the critics. Yeah, that is the reason I'm not yet on social media, but that is something I am going to do. Yeah, but if you want to find me, you can find me in my main page. You can DM me, Charlotte Isanda, that is Instagram and Twitter. Isanda. Not Isanda, it's just Isanda. It's just Isanda. One Isanda.
Okay.
And hizo vitu za chini zinaitwanga nini? Underscores mbili. Isanda underscore mbili. Yeah, so that is Instagram and Facebook. Facebook, I go by Charlotte Bronte Isanda, my official names. And as I've said, Twitter is Isanda underscore mbili. Instagram is Isanda underscore mbili. Yes.
Now that is all that I had for you today. But if you missed the show, you can catch it on our YouTube channel at Fanaka Digital. You can also interact with us on all our social media platforms at Fanaka Digital. I am your host, Masiwedire.
Agenda Big Four ni nini? Ni fomu ya kuweka Kenya lembe to the next level kwa miaka kobole za kukaa. Big Four iko na parts name: FAO, manufacturing; SEO, msosi; UTAT, riba ya afya; NEI ni makeja. Nini ndio inspiration za Big Four? Inalenga kuget manufacturing ita contribute kwa ganji za Kenya. Inadaisha famu zote. Afya Big 4 ina target kila msee awai afya insurance cover. Pia ina target kubuild keja 500,000. Big 4 itatuwai nini? Manufacturing. Big 4 itafanya GDP contribution ya manufacturing isonge. Tutakuwa kwa list ya countries top 50 zenye ziko rahisi kudo biz now. Wax mita moja zitajipa. Mapeni za mainvestors kutoka Mayolo zitagrow kutoka mita so 6 to 2 karibu nei. Msosi. Wakulima wataongeza ganji zao. Bei ya keroma isipite more than nusu ya salo ya pato ya raia. Wax karibu 700,000 zitajipa. Kupunguza wadhi hawana dema by karibu nusu. Kuongeza contribution ya agric kwa GDP. Kupunguza watoi wana ugonjwa juu ya kutodishi by kitu half. Afya. Ita help kutokulipia hosi for services crucial. Itapunguza wadhi kutumia ganji zao directly kwa mahosi. Makeja. Big 4 itapunguza bei ya wadhi kubai makeja by almost nusu. Itapunguza bei ya kubuild makeja by 30%. Job 300,000 zitajipa kwa sekta ya MJE. Itapunguza upungufu ya makeja kuwa cheap. Ita increase contribution ya construction kwa sekta ya MJE. Nini itasaidia Big 4 kujipa? Kumaliza uradi zilianzishwa kuimprove ndio tuwe na 24 hours economy. Kupiga corruption kwenye civil service iwe accountable. Kuweka service zote za gava ziwe mtandaoni. Kuweka bei ya nare au masti na waba iwe affordable. Kuimprove skill ya mayouth kwa areas za matechnical. Ni kina nani watakuwa involved kwa Big 4? Ni wera ya gava national na za county, ma investors na madonors. Agenda Big 4 ni nini? Ni fomu ya kuweka Kenya lembe to the next level kwa miaka kobole za kukama. Big 4 iko na parts name. FAO, manufacturing. SEO, msosi. Riba ya afya. Nei ni makeja. Nini ndio inspire za Big 4? Get manufacturing ita contribute kwa ganji za Kenya. Inataka famu zote Kenya kupata msosi. Afya Big 4 ina target kila msee awai afya insurance cover. Pia ina target kubuild keja 500,000. Big 4 itatuwai nini? Manufacturing. Big 4 itafanya GDP contribution ya manufacturing isonge. Tutakuwa kwa list ya countries top 50 ziko rahisi kudo biz now. Wax mita moja zitajipa. Mapeni za mainvestors kutoka Mayolo zitagrow kutoka mita so 6 ili karibu nei. Msosi. Wakulima wataongeza ganji zao. Bei ya keroma isipite more than nusu ya salo ya mapato ya raia. Wax karibu 700,000 zitajipa. Kupunguza wadhi hawana dema by karibu nusu. Kuongeza contribution ya agric kwa GDP. Kupunguza watoi wana ugonjwa juu ya kutodishi by kitu half. Afya. Ita help kutokulipia hosi for services crucial. itapunguza wadhii kutumia ganji zao directly kwa mahosi. Makeja. Before itapunguza bei ya wadhii kubai makeja by almost nusu. Itapunguza bei ya kubuild makeja by 30%. Job 300,000 zitajipa kwa sekta ya MJE. Itapunguza upungufu ya makeja kuwa cheap. Ita increase contribution ya construction kwa sekta ya MJE. Kujipa kumaliza uradi zilianzishwa kuimprove security ndio tuwe na 24 hours economy, kupiga corruption war na kufanya civil service iwe accountable, kuweka zote za gava ziwe mtandaoni, kuweka bei ya nare au masti na waba iwe affordable, kuimprove skill ya mayouth kwa areas za matechnical. Ni kina nani watakuwa involved kwa Big Four? Ni wera ya gava ya national na za county, ma investors na madonors.
Now, they say ambition is the path to success and persistence is the vehicle you arrive in. Welcome to the New Discovery Show. I am your host, Masiwedire. Today on the New Discovery Show, we'll be featuring A+ Motors, which is a motor vehicles company, and we'll be interacting with James Mwangi, who is the managing director at A+ Motors. Company which began under the stewardship of Mr. James Mwangi, who is the director of the company in mathematics subject, and that is where the name of his company came from.
A+ came from when I was schooling. That is when I was in secondary school. I was very good even in mathematics. A paper in secondary school takes 2 hours and a half. So me, I was capable to finish within 1 hour and a half. And the remaining 1 hour, I was going through the whole paper to make sure that everything is correct. So I was getting like 98% because my teacher was telling us there is no way it can be 100%. So when it comes to grading, an A starts from 81 up to 100. So my argument was, mine is 98, and then a person with 81 is A, and mine being 98 remains an A. So I was disputing, and mine, I was arguing that it is supposed to be A+. And I decided from Form 2, when I'll open my own company, I'll call it A+. That's where the name A+ came from.
James Mwangi came from a humble background where he used to sell second-hand clothes. One day he bought a car and later sold it at a profitable price. That is when he realized it can be a business.
I was very good in school. Although I did not school that term in Form 2. I had started business and I dropped out. Later, my mom was very furious and she was crying a lot. Anywhere I could go, I was being arrested. Form 2 student, there is no ID. But the first thing when I was arrested was kijana, wapi kitambulisho? So I was being arrested. So I went back to school and I wanted to be an engineer. because mathematics, geography, and physics was very good. And I did not do my bad term in Form 2, but I was able to get a C plus and a strong one. By then, C plus was going to university. But I started business immediately after my O level. So I wanted to be an engineer, but I started business immediately after my O level. When I did an exam. I finalized my exam today, and tomorrow I was in business. So by those days, exam was taking 2 months before it is out. Actually, it is coming out of end of February. Out of 1,500 that had been given by my brother, February, by the end of February, that's November. By the end of February next year, or the next year, I had my 90,000. So we sat down with my mom and my brother, because for them, they were insisting I go to university. I told them no. Me, I want business.
Selling cars came as a default. Him making a good profit made him realize it can be a business.
Initially, me, I was selling clothes. When I started my O level, I started selling Mutumba clothes. And I was selling in open air market. From one market to another market. And my business grew. Up to a point, I bought a car. This car, I bought it at 230,000. I was using it to ferry my goods from one market to another. So, because the car was very nice and in a very good shape, I had bought it for 230,000. I got a person who was giving me an offer. And on top of this offer, there was 30,000 on top. I made a profit of 30,000. That's how I came to realize, I can buy a vehicle and sell and get a profit. That's how I started selling cars. I decided to shift from my hometown, which is Kericho, Nairobi. And I started selling my cars from the streets. And in 2005, I got a yard at Parklands, that's on the Motor Road. And I opened my yard with my 5 cars. And that's where A-Class Motors started.
He believes his company is unique in many ways. Prayer is a must every morning at A+. Mr. James believes in honesty.
Number one, we are God-fearing company. When opening, we have to pray. When closing, we have to thank God. That's number one. Number two, honest. We have to be very honest. We are very honest to our clients. Number three, we do it differently. When you want to overtake, you have to change the lane. We do it differently. The norm of opening business is 8. So when anyone who is being hired or we are hiring someone, we make them understand that we have to open 30 minutes earlier than 8, which is 7:30. So, and also we do trading. When a client has got a vehicle that want to change from another vehicle or to upgrade, we help them do trading and top up, or even downgrade. Some of them, maybe they have financial crisis and they have a car like a million shilling. We can give that client 500,000 and maybe another car for 500,000.
Do you sell cars to other people? Can people bring cars here and then you sell to them?
Yeah, we sell on behalf. We sell on commission basis. And also, some of the clients will prefer to give us minimum pocket inquiries. Like, for example, a client wants for his or her car 500,000. For us, we'll try to get our small markup on top of it.
Okay.
Yeah, we sell on behalf.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, like, you can tell us about some of the cars, like the ones you have here.
Okay, like now we have this Toyota Succeed. Yeah, it's a superior model of Probox.
Yeah.
Also, we have a Probox there.
Yeah.
We have Nissan Navara double cab.
Yeah.
This is Toyota Suzuki Escudo. Also, we have LA4. That's Harrier. The other side, we have a V8, Prado, Toyota double cabin, Nissan X-Trail. Yeah, as I had told you earlier, we cut across. Yeah.
I can see you have almost all kinds of
Every type of car. Yeah. Also, you can see the other side behind. We have trucks.
Branch, which is the head office, Kiambu Road branch at Seattle Mall, Langata Road branch, and Parklands branch.
For now, we have 4 branches, and our branches are this one, which is the Road or Super High branch, of which it's also our head office. Also, we have Kiambu Road, that is at Seattle Mall. Also, we have Langata Road, opposite Carnival entrance. Also, we have Parklands at 5th Parklands, and it is just near Rakan Hospital. They have the same all the services that we offer here, but for Kiambu Road, because of the restriction of space, it is just selling of cars and selling of insurance and tracking services. But for Kiambu Road, there is no workshop. There is no service center.
The company sells all types of cars.
For us, we cut across. We sell from the smallest car that you can think, like for example, Beats, all the way to big trucks.
At A Plus Motors, they deal with different clients according to their needs, and the way they stick to their slogan, drive that suits you.
Number one, it is to market. We market, and then we meet our clients through different avenues of marketing. When the client visits our yard, we get to know the need of the client, or maybe the purpose of the client. You know, we make sure that we stick with our slogan, which is driving that suits you. We help the client to drive that suits the client. Like maybe a client wants a car that can take him or her from one place to another, maybe to go to work. Another client wants a family car. Another client wants a commercial vehicle. So we guide them so that they can have what we call driving that suits them. From there, after settling on a vehicle, we agree on the price. There are different type or ways of buying cars. And number one, some of them, they have cash money. Maybe they go and do money transfer into our banks. Number two, some of them, they don't have enough money. We arrange for bank finance. Maybe we contribute 30% or 20%. The rest of the balance is paid by the bank, and they will be paying in installments up to 60 months some. And also there is the trading, as I had said earlier. A client might be having a vehicle, and then that vehicle acts as part payment, and then the balance the client pays. Also, on our side, if a client is able to raise like 80% and remains 20%, we do in-house accommodation for the balance. And then maybe for 2-3 months or 4 months, and then the client will bring the balance.
The company gets its customers mostly on referrals, online marketing, and the location, since most of them are located on the road where a lot of people can see their display.
Through those clients that we have ever served and they are satisfied, they come back. Others, we get referrals. Also, we do a lot of online marketing. Also, we do main media marketing. And that's how we get our clients. And some of them, they are walking because most of our premises, they are strategically restricted. When it is very proximate to a highway, it stands, a business stands a chance to get a lot of popping clients. So the site is very important.
Mr. James believes that his business is not all about the money, but giving his clients the best service.
It starts with God fearing. When if you have been observative enough, from the gate you get even the soldier is someone who is God fearing and humble, welcoming, ready to listen, to direct you. And also we like to give. It's not just getting money. We like to give someone value for his or her money.
They say that we don't grow when things are easy, we grow when we face challenges. A Plus Motors, as a young company, faces certain challenges.
Challenges on me. um, Number one, like now, you see the economy is slow, so the business is very slow. So there are overheads, there are loans to service, there are many challenges, and you get business are not doing well. So, like for example, me, I talk about the capping of interest rate. Because I know uh, uh, they are the decision makers who are in government who are watching me. They need to review about interest capping rate or capping of the interest rate, because this has slowed down everything in the economy. You know, the rest of the economy is liberalized. Now, why restrict banks? So it is good to let the banks to sell to the willing buyer, willing seller, to the price that they agree. So they let the money be sold by the bank at the price that they agree with the client, so that the money can be available in the market. Because right now money is less in the market.
A Plus Motors Limited also have Service Center, Tracking Plus, which is always installed on their clients' cars for security purposes.
Apart from selling cars, we have a service center. We do servicing of cars with quality parts. Also, we do panel beating, spray painting. Also, we have other subsidiaries of A Plus Motors. For example, we have Tracking Plus. When a client buys a vehicle, we also install tracking gadgets through our Tracking Plus company, which help monitoring and also fleet management of a vehicle. Also, we have A Plus Insurance Agency, of which also we offer our clients to insurance at the bargain rate, and also very, very attractive terms, like for example, spreaded terms. And also with our insurance agents, we have a bargaining power with our underwriter, because we have agreed with only one underwriter. Like if a client has got a claim, or has got a claim, the underwriter gives us first priority and also a reasoning here, because we give them a lot of business. So this is our service center and also workshop. Can pass here. We do free delivery service. We do free delivery service. Or sometimes when we trade in a car and it is not 100% as we want, we bring it to make it or to facelift it, or maybe to remove scratches and dents, so that when you are giving to your client, even if it is a second-hand car, it is in a superb condition. For us, we don't repair accident cars. Also, we don't trade in any accident car. Yeah. Here we just do a light panel beating, like dents, scratches. That's what we do.
Tracking Plus is a GPS technology which mostly works for security purposes. A Plus Motors thought of keeping their clients' car safe by the service where it can locate any vehicle the entire world in case of theft.
Tracking Plus is a subsidiary of A Plus Motors, and the main business is tracking of motor vehicles and also fleet management. And we have very unique products. Like for example, there is one product also that impresses me, what we call geofencing. If you have a fleet of vehicles or your own personal vehicle and you want to restrict it not to go out of a certain geographical area, it is called geofencing. You can fence your vehicle where it will not go out of it. And when it tries going out of it, if it is being used by a driver or maybe a person that you have given to use the vehicle, it will alert you. It will alert you. That's one of the unique feature. And also there is SMS alert. You can be able to track your vehicle through online. You can be able to track your vehicle through phone, your mobile phone. There are many features, but those are just that to mention. Business tracking, how the system works. Like now, we are using GPS, and it goes online. So, like for example, this is a vehicle. It shows where it is. It is real time. So exactly, if you go to Imaradaima, you'll get this vehicle. Some of the clients, they don't want to install their cars. Yeah, but it is very advisable to secure the investment. Like there is no any logic of investing $1 million sharing and you don't use 20,000 to secure it.
It can also be used to fence a vehicle from different distances.
It is GPS technology. It locates, it uses satellite to locate where the gadget is. And then this GPS, it is in a way that it is connected in a vehicle. It can be located anywhere in the whole world.
In case a client loses a vehicle, A Plus Motors helps in the process easily. For clients who already have cars, one can get the tracking services at A Plus Motors Limited.
The process of tracking a car to locate the vehicle. There is a platform we have in our website, of which we give an access to any client who has signed a contract with us. So this platform, it helps a client to locate. And if the client is not able to locate the vehicle, we have a 24/7 control room, which the client will call and will help them to locate the vehicle. And if we get this vehicle, it will be stolen. If we locate it, we report to the police, and the police help us to recover the vehicle. It is not a must you have a smartphone. Even Kabambe can be able to track your vehicle. It's very possible. We also give them at a very bargain rate. And also we make them members of A Plus Motors. Tracking Plus is a security offering company, because it offers security, securing people's goods, and that's mostly motor vehicles. And it is very sensitive, and it has to go hand to hand with the police. So when the vehicle maybe it get lost, sometimes you are not getting enough support from police. That's one of the challenge. Maybe when it takes time before you get a quick response from the police, maybe you get the tracking gadget has been dismantled, and then become a challenge now to trace the vehicle.
A Plus Motors also provide insurance services as well to their clients, which they believe they give at an affordable rate with great service under one roof.
The main challenge with insurance is foreign claims. But for us, we appreciate a lot, especially for the company that you are working now with, because they are helping us as much as they can. For any genuine claim, there is no dispute. Yeah, for insurance business, the main problem is claims. But for now, the company we are working with 101%. We have the office for our insurance agency, being led by Livingston already. Yeah, and our receptionist here, Charity.
The only challenge at the insurance comes when there is a claim.
Give it a bargain rate, and also spreaded terms, and everything under one roof. It will become easy for them. Combination of all the things. That's a bargain rate. Also the spreaded terms. Also turnaround of settlement of claim. This is the main thing. When an insurance, you get an insurance and then your claim will not be paid, it is as good as nothing. The challenge is only the claim. when it comes to crane, if you don't have a very supportive underwriter, then it become a very big challenge. But for now, we have a very good underwriter. For any genuine crane, the turnaround time for crane is very short.
The company has other services for property called Macau Plus, which began as a proposal from one of their clients. They sell land everywhere in Kenya. The company makes sure thorough investigation of the land is made before they buy it.
Macau Plus Properties is a subsidiary of A Plus Motors, and also this one came as a default. It's God-given. As selling vehicles, we got a client who came with a proposal, proposing us to exchange land with a motor vehicle. And when we visited to see the land, we saw the land was prime. And we consulted, and according to those who had more experience by then, they told us the land was ideal and it was a needy sale. So we took the land and we gave the client the vehicle and we sold the land. From there, we made a cut out of it, and we saw an opportunity in the land selling. Then we formed Macau Plus Properties for buying and selling land. We are selling land in Nairobi, Kiambu, Kajiado, Nakuru County. Yeah, we are selling all of them. Yeah. Macau is settlement in English. And plus, if you have realized, all our companies, they have a plus. You can remember where plus came from? Yeah, so Macau Plus. It's not just Macau, it's Macau and plus. Yeah. We have commercial properties. Also, we have residential. We have properties from as low as budget of 400,000. Also, up to high-end property. Yeah, we cut across. We buy land. And before we buy land, we do due diligence. Like I give you an example of a land we bought recently. Actually, we went up to the village of the person who was selling to us to get the authenticity of the whole deal. Actually, we confirmed even to the relatives from the relatives that land inherited by the father of the person who was selling to us, and now the person who was the third inheritor. Yeah. So it was a historical land. So we do due diligence without leaving anything. For land, it's very sensitive. It is very sensitive. And then we do search from the registrar of land. We do also variation. We hire even private investigator to know the identity of the land, so that when this land we subdivide and sell to our clients, we will not get any complaint.
A Plus Motors gives back to the society in many ways.
We support children's home. Also, we support also religion. We support their churches. Yeah, we support even like, for example, I have one good example here. There is two guys who came here. They were drunkard, and we have been capable of rehabilitating them. And even right now, if I tell you to select them out of the rest, you will not be able to know them. We give back to the society.
Mr. James believes to begin a business, you can start from anywhere.
Motor vehicle industry and the rest of the company and the services that we're offering, I can tell you there is no end. There is no end. There is a lot of opportunity in everything you think of. In business, there is no limit. You can start from the smallest you think of, and then you create an empire. It is a world of possibility. So for that person who is who has nothing to do. If you have your 500 shilling, you just go to any shop and buy, or maybe anything you think of, even handkerchief. You can start even with handkerchief or 500. A dozen of some of the handkerchiefs is 90 shillings or 100 shillings. And you start talking, and that will be a starting point.
His motivation comes from his mother, who managed to raise 10 children after his father passed away at a young age.
We were born 10 of us. My dad passed when I was 10 years old. Our first born was in Form 2. Our last born was Saki. So you can see the uphill task ahead. And she was capable of raising us up. She's my role model. She's the one who made me to enter into business, because when I was in primary school, she was giving me a chance to be left in her business, Mutumba selling business.
Youths who do not have employment can begin small and give themselves time to grow.
I say poverty is all about mindset. There is someone who has got 50 shillings. Like when I was schooling, after being given 20 bob, I was feeling kiwa sana, because I was trying to do my mathematics with the quota of loaf of bread. By then we were buying like 75 cents. 20 shillings divided by 75 cents. My mathematics was coming very well. Huh? All about poverty and lack of unemployment. It's all about mindset, because you can start from anything. You can do anything. You can start washing toilet, and you do it to your best and to your best until you become the best. Some of the companies, they have 50 cars, 100 cars, and they want to restrict their employees not to go outside Nairobi, or not to go outside Nairobi and maybe Kiambu boundary, Kiambu County boundaries. Okay, it is technology. It marks the Google map, the area that the vehicle will not be able to use. Like, for example, if they don't want the vehicle to go to Mororongo, pass to Mororongo, they will mark there. It's marked within the system.
Social media has completely worked best for A+ Motors.
Social media, we have been trying to do a research with my marketing team, and social media, it is unstoppable. For social media, we have Facebook. All our companies have got a Facebook page, and all our branches, especially now for A+ Motors, we have our Facebook page for A+ Motors Kiambu Road. We have Facebook page for A+ Motors Parkrant. We have Facebook page for A+ Motors Manhattan Road. We have Facebook page for A+ Motors Super Highway Branch. Also, for our tracking company, we have a Tracking Plus Facebook page. For Macau Plus, we have Macau Plus Facebook page. For A+ Insurance, we have A+ Insurance Facebook page.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me on yet another candid one-on-one segment with a special guest with us of the Greater New York Conference of Soviet Jewry and the Jewish Community Relations Community, Mr. Malcolm Honley. Thank you for joining us.
My pleasure.
So just before we dive into what we had in store for you today, I'd like to understand where the need to be politically oriented from right at tender age came to you. Like, why did you feel it was important for you? Because at that age, kids are basically growing up and trying to just have fun. Why were you engaged?
Well, I liked sports. I like politics more because I realized that my grandparents and many others died because the world was indifferent during the Holocaust. And it was because they lived at the sufferance of others, and that I realized that if you want to have an impact, and even those who wanted to do good weren't able to, have to be able to determine your own fate and not live at the sufferance of others. And that's why I was involved in many human rights causes, obituary causes here in Africa and elsewhere, that I believe you have to take your fate in your own hands. And democracy demands involvement and participation to be successful.
Okay. Now, one of the key reasons it wanted a consensus voice, especially in the Jewish community, when dealing with executive branch. Now, why did you feel it to deal with the executive branch vis-a-vis the other ones like the judicial and the legislature? Why did you feel it was important for the executive branch?
Because decisions really start and end with representation. Congress is very important, and we work closely with Congress, but the initiation of our organization actually came at the suggestion of the president and the Secretary of State then, who said, get your act together. Instead of meeting individually with the organizations, come as one. And that was the incentive for us to have homogeneity. Not everybody agrees, but we can have a sense of unity, of being able to act together, to talk with one another, and present a united front to the administration, to Congress, to world leaders.
Okay. Now, to the big question of the day is that you, together with the delegation are in Kenya, what's the, is it?
Yes, every year before our leadership, we pick a country where we want to visit in order to make a difference. And we have visited all over the Arab world, the Muslim world, Europe, and we believe Africa is afterwards, that we brought business leaders and community leaders and others who can be a megaphone when they go home to tell what we have seen, to encourage people to come. And especially after the terrorist attack, we determined that it was more important than ever that we be here to show solidarity and to show that we will not be cowed and deterred from coming and building the friendship with Kenya and its people.
Okay. Business leaders, which is a major part of what we actually deal with. Just to emphasize on this, Kenya as a nation has for the longest time been tainted as a very, very corrupt nation and still is so. So what are some of the policies that your organization has put in place to deal with such things as corruption so that you actually find a viable and a sustainable environment to do businesses?
Well, it's really up to the governments to deal with corruption. It can't be dealt with from the outside. You can, but in fact, the momentum has to come internally. And our business leaders met today and in the past with really outstanding public officials who seem truly committed to rooting out corruption and wanting to have foreign investment. People will have to have confidence to do that. And I think that they went away very impressed by your business community and the opportunities as well as the challenges. And we hope that we can help contribute both on the Big Four agenda, but more importantly, in building in small ways the building blocks, which means increased trade, tourism, and other things that can help the economy here.
Okay. Now, do you guys have a specific, or does the Jewish community have like specific opportunities that you've been able to identify, or it's just a general business investment kind of talk?
Well, we have people from a variety of backgrounds, people from Wall Street, heads of law firms, people who've headed corporations, and they're learning really for the first time in depth the situation here, what the opportunities, what we can do to help contribute. And when we go back, we will consider and think about both in terms of how we build the ties with the United States. And we talked to the White House before this visit and to State Department with leaders in Israel. And we believe there's a trilateral relationship that can be mutually reinforcing and benefit Kenya as well as ties with Israel and the United States. We think they have much to offer in post-harvest reclamation, in increasing harvest and yields, and water reclamation, in so many areas that Kenya needs, as well as investment in businesses.
Okay, now just before we wrap this up, so there's been a talk that the wall is being built on the Mexican front, and the same side as well here in Kenya. the Israel government is helping us build the wall on the Somali border just to kind of like help with the terrorism front. Yeah. Do you feel like this is a discussion that needs to be had, or it's something that infringes on some other people's rights?
Countries, sometimes preventative measures like a security barrier is necessary in order to protect, and especially when you have terrorism and those who are trying to exploit and undermine the legitimate regimes in Africa, in the Middle East, and elsewhere. There's no country that's immune to it. Europe is not immune to it. Be very destabilizing, and we have to work together to fight terrorism so that you don't need the barriers and the walls to help build the economies, to make life better for people, and at the same time, protect the citizens in each of these countries.
Okay. Now, last but not least, is a question that I usually like asking most of my guests. Where do you see your organization in a couple of years' time? Do you see some real growth coming up from this side of the world?
I absolutely believe that we will put new emphasis on Africa, that we have visited South Africa before, Morocco, Egypt, other countries, but we've never really focused our attention as much as we should have. We meet with the African ambassadors of the United Nations and in Washington, but I think people are going away charged with the responsibility that we should do more to build bridges, to have more trips, to have more people come, and to see a long-term relationship, not just a one-stop deal.
I mean, you heard it from Mr. Malcolm Holland himself on the purpose of their visit is and what they actually believe to want to achieve in a couple of years' time, and I hope that will come to bear some fruit. Thank you for joining me, and until next time.
EGF was established in 2011, initiative of the Danish government, followed by the Spanish government. African Development Bank joined them, and later on the French Development Agency joined them, and also the United Development Fund, the NDF, came later for the green energy sector. AGF role is try to help the SME to have access to finance, because we discover that if you want Africa to grow, the SME have to play the role of engine of the growth. That was happening everywhere in the world, except in Africa, because of lack of access of finance. So AGF was set up to assist the financial system in Africa for them to lend to the SMEs, for this one to play the role of engine of the growth in the continent. In Africa, the source of financing is the banking sector. We want the banking sector to go to SME into a new technology, the green economy. If you don't provide them the comfort for them to go together to a new system, they will not go. So our role is to say, please look at us. This is the future of the continent. If you don't really understand the risk, we can help you to better understand this risk. That's why we are there. That's why we create a window, the green guarantee facility, to help our partner, bank and financial institution, to better understand the green business and share the risk with them in their sector.
Zambia, the effects of climate change are being felt in agriculture. We also launched our national policy, creating a framework of coordination of responses that are necessary in the fight against climate change. The challenges that the SMEs have had is first of all access to resource.
Economic opportunities for this generation must also deliver improved livelihoods and working conditions for the next. This is why we strongly believe that promoting green business models and green trade must be at the heart of all that we do. Africa is the future.
I think it is a conference that has been long in coming. I think globally the debate on green growth, green finance has been there for decades. And I think it's important that all the stakeholders, the public, the private sector, are engaged in the opportunities that the globe offers in different types of finance.
The African Guarantee Fund believes that the real engine of growth in the continent is the SME sector. This economic growth can be sustainable if it is environmentally sustainable. This is why AGF decided to establish a Green Guarantee Facility with the support of the Nordic Development Fund. The Green Guarantee Facility is intended to enhance access to finance for climate change and green growth-oriented SME.
Our Constitution, the Vision 2030, the 2016 Climate Change Act, and the 2017 National Policy on Climate Finance all express clearly our ambition to become a fast mover in relation to climate change objectives.
The point is, if we do nothing about it, we'll be forced eventually to have a sort of a catastrophic adjustment in the financial sector to deal with this issue. And that is really something that will be horrendous for all of us. So central banks around the world are very conscious of that. And we prefer a smooth transition.
It is my strong belief that development and climate finance institutions, like the one that I am representing, the Nordic Development Fund, can assist and be catalysts for this kind of expansion of green finance.
This has been a really great conference that AGF has hosted that has really brought together different players in the ecosystem across different parts of the value chain and within different segments of the market. And it's been really great to hear different perspectives, to hear different success stories, different challenges, and to find ways that we can all work together. We think it's really important for the sector to be coordinated, especially as it comes to policy, as it comes to financing. And we really think this has been a great conference in bringing different parties together.
Globally integrated SMEs tend to provide inclusive growth and much needed employment.
Any of us can go to a bank and ask for a loan to finance a renewable energy that is about 5 years or 10 years. It will be a very big challenge. Why? Because you are pursuing a long-term or medium-term projects, but they are dependent on short-term deposits. So that mismatch has to be dealt with.
There are a few, the low-hanging fruits are the ones that we are focusing on. First among these I mentioned is the disclosure requirements. We are going to be requesting banks to at least half yearly give us some updates on some of these sustainability issues.
My takeaway message for the financial institution is that they should try as much as possible to liaise with the private sector to see what our needs are, and also to make sure that they employ people who understand the green business.
Our ambition is to grow our exposure in green finance to $250 million, which will represent a quarter of our overall portfolio by 2020. This is expected to bring direct benefits in terms of climate change, mitigation and adaptation, as well as sustainable employment, poverty reduction, and enhanced gender equity. We are optimistic because the demand is huge. We are only limited by our resources.
New Discovery is a show where we showcase the latest innovation, trends, as well as new market entrants.
We specialize mostly in eyebrows new technologies. We mean like microblading, micro shading, and the latest ombre.
We also go the extra mile and find some interesting stories where women are doing what's considered a man's job and vice versa.
I decided to choose security because of passion.
Join us every Monday at 8:30 p.m. to explore new experiences on Fanaka TV, where we are strictly business.
Agenda Big Four ni nini? Ni fomu ya kuweka Kenya lembe to the next level kwa miaka kobole za kukaa. Big Four iko na parts name. FAO, manufacturing. SEO, msosi. UTAT, riba ya afya. NEI ni makeja. Nini ndio inspiration za Big Four? Inalenga kuget manufacturing ita contribute kwa ganji za Kenya. Inadaisha famu zote Kenya kupata msosi. Afya ya Big Four ina target kila msee awai afya insurance cover. Pia ina target kubuild keja 500,000. Big Four itatuwai nini? Manufacturing. Big Four itafanya GDP contribution ya manufacturing isonge. Tutakuwa kwa list ya countries top 50 zenye ziko rahisi kudo biz now. Worksmita moja zitajipa. Mapeni za mainvestors toka Mayolo zitagrow kutoka mita so 6 2 karibu NEI. Msosi. Wakulima wataongeza ganji zao, bei ya kama isipite more than nusu ya salo ya mapato ya raia. Works karibu 700,000 zitajipa. Kupunguza wadhi hawana dema by karibu nusu. Kuongeza contribution ya agric kwa GDP. Kupunguza watoi wana ugonjwa juu ya kutodishi by kitu half. Afya. Ita help kutokulipia hosi for services crucial. Itapunguza wadhi kutumia ganji zao directly kwa mahosi. Makeja. Big Four itapunguza bei ya wadhi kubai makeja by almost nusu. Itapunguza bei ya kubuild makeja by 30%. Job 300,000 zitajipa kwa sekta ya MJE. Itapunguza upungufu ya makeja kuwa cheap. Ita increase contribution ya construction kwa sekta ya MJE. Nini itasaidia Big Four kujipa? Kumaliza uradi zilianzishwa, kuimprove security ndio tuwe na 24 hours economy. Kupiga corruption war na kufanya civil service iwe accountable. Kuweka service zote za gava ziwe mtandaoni. Kuweka bei ya nare au masti na waba iwe affordable. Kuimprove skill ya youth kwa areas za technical. Ni kina nani watakuwa involved kwa Big Four? ni we raia, gava ya national na za county, ma investors na madonors.
To address this, continuous training on good agricultural practices from seed to feed management for farmers, agricultural contractors, and commercial forage producers is important. In a field day event organized by New Ndoroto Agricultural Contractors, Agri-Harvesting, Feed and Fodder, and SNV under the Kenya Market-Led Dairy Program KMDP, mission for growing maize for forage and how to make high-quality silage for feeding their cows.
The reason for the field day, why we decided to hold that field, because there are many farmers who are now going into commercial dairy. They require a lot of silage, maize silage. The way farmers produce silage, they're using the old methods of land preparation. So the field day was to demonstrate to the farmers the current
done when preparing land to plant maize for silage making.
Talking about land preparation, there are several steps that come into place. One, we start by shredding of the maize stalks and the weeds that actually are growing in the field to clear the field and actually maintain the structure so that we don't the naturally the microorganisms that are in the soil or expose the soil to the sun. After that, we go to seedbed preparation. We can either use to use a cultivator or a harrow. Going by that, after preparing the seed bed, we can now come in with a of seeds you're planting in the field. So that is, and also it also improves in terms of the speed of planting.
To make forage maize growing and silage making affordable, companies such as New Ndoroto and agri-harvesting contractors are exclusively providing professional maize production and silage making services to farmers. The expertise on conservation agriculture, maize harvesting and chopping, and silage pit design and preparation reduces the burden for farmers given the processes involved. Due to the state-of-the-art machinery deployed and the speed of work, the quality of silage is also superior. So what exactly happens?
Non-Ndoroto contractor, we are agricultural contractors. We provide services from land application of top dressing to the crops. After that, we come into forage harvesting. That comes in maize silage. So as Non-Ndoroto farm, we are professionally contractors. We don't engage in any other
selling dry maize, maybe other crops. They really look as being an important player to assist them in
makes it a good silage is the farmer has ensured that this silage was located in a dry place and a raised place, that there is no waterlogging. Apart from that, the farmer has ensured that when he brought the silage here, it is well compacted. As you can see, my hand cannot go through. Even if I take it, it is well compacted. And also the farmer has used a good plastic on top. He has used one sheet of plastic that covers from end to end. And over and above that, the farmer has put a layer of soil on top, which can keep away the water from seeping into the silage so that it always stays dry. And also the farmer has, as you can see, he has fenced off the silage pit. So there are animals coming into this area. So the animals are always kept. So that keeps this silage much more done in a professional way.
In a keynote address by Harry Kimtai, the Principal Secretary, State Department of Livestock at the Ministry of Agriculture, Livestock, Fisheries and...
Nataka niwashukuru kwa sababu mambo ya mai Uasin Gishu is leading and we must appreciate Uasin Gishu. Is one of the great basket county ya Kenya. Tumeona vile mnalia mambo ya mahindi. tunakubali bei ya mahindi imeshuka. Sasa muko na njia nyingine pia ya kupata pesa kupitia haya mashamba yenu. Na tunasema kwamba hii teknolojia mpya in terms of realizing the same income from your farms even if you are not supplying cereals or maize to the cereals board. Ukiangalia sehemu za kaunti zingine kama Kiambu, Kisii, Vihiga, they are here. And I will also want to challenge you. When you do your tours to those counties, look at the acreage and look at the productivity in terms of if it is acres, how much is that farmer realizing from it? Compare with you with the big acreage. You have an advantage, you are now able to sell because what we are doing, we are commercializing this silage process. Nataka iuze kule Vihiga, iuze kule Meru, iuze kule Kiambu, ili pia.
When we do a lot of research in the dairy, especially on cost of production, feed contributes to the highest cost of production. And it is a big challenge. Besides being the highest, very expensive, there's also issues of good quality feed. And if we take home what we learn through this kind of partnership of training the farmers, we'll be able to improve and be able to bring down the cost of production.
Dairy sector partnerships between Kenyan and Swiss companies and other stakeholders will be instrumental in inspiring innovations and growth. Several Dutch firms have set a shop or partnered with local firms.
We are very happy and encouraged as a government to see that we, through this program, private sector is also coming on board into this dairy farming. And this is something that the government has lacked. We've not been able to attract the private sector in dairy farming. We've left dairy farming to a smallholder, and therefore the smallholder has its own challenges. The smallholder is not able to buy some of this, to invest in some of this machinery that you have seen here today. But you're saying that with the private sector, they can come on board and support the smallholder for the purpose of increasing productivity in their farms.
We have to bring the dairy sector to a more professional level, especially on dairy farm management. And in that all the farmers do it themselves. That's also why you have a contractor. Yeah, they can do it. But very often that's also a kind of relationship between dairy farm and the contractors.
There's also a panel discussion on other issues cross-cutting the sector. One, the dairy farmers still have to resort to commercial maize that is not ideal for making silage maize.
I'm a dairy farmer. Equipments that we found in the field, the new technologies have been advanced. I think if I can go with the knowledge that I've actually gotten from this place, it will advance me in the farming sector.
This training has been an eye-opener for me. Being a consultant, we've been able to identify problems that are affecting most of the farmers. Something interesting is that silage can be baled also. You notice that where I come from, farmers are small-scale farmers. So sometimes you find that they ensile and then the silage just finishes in the middle. So I've realized that you can be able to package silage and sell farmers. So that has been an eye-opener. Another thing, as a consultant, I've really learned a lot based on silage making, the techniques, the correct harvesting time, encouraging farmers to lower their costs in terms of production so that they can be able to get more profit. So it has been amazing for me.
From today's training and today's field day, I've learned much. One, I need to improve on my size of the silage, the chop size of the silage that I prepare in my farm. I need to improve on it. Two, and I'm very much encouraged to see that there is a one low harvester that can also be used in Meru County. Despite our pieces of land being small, we can have the one low harvester that you can use to chop our maize.
As the dairy sector shapes up to the growing demand of milk and milk products, regular stakeholder engagement and field learning forums as this will steer the sector in the right direction towards the Big Four agenda, the private sector development agenda of SNV and the Embassy of the Kingdom of the Netherlands, and Sustainable Development Goal number 2 on ending hunger. For a detailed 12-step guideline on forage maize production from seed to feed, And about SNV's Kenya Market-Led Dairy Program, visit www.cowsoko.com/KMDP.
Yes, karibuni ndani ya this episode show ikiwa biashara mtaani na mimi wako Heze Kianjo Wosh kijana tall dark and na leo ni ndani ya naitwa Njugush, tuambie jina lako.
Mimi naitwa Grace Katedia Msuko.
Gracie. Sasa Gracie anaenda kutupatia tips 1 2 3. So Gracie, issue na kwa vijana kujaribu kuangalia ni vitu gani tunaweza wainua na anyone mwenye anataka kuanza biashara. Yes, sasa biashara yako
kitu ya haraka ni chakula na watu wanapenda chakula lazima wakule.
Yes.
Ile kujaribu tu.
Nice. Unajua hii Nairobi mtu akiona kitu anasema nikujaribu tu, nikujaribu. Now, when did you start ulianza lini biashara? 202 nilikuwa wapi? Hiyo tu nitakwambia baadaye. 202 imekuwa kangapi? 16. Mtoto amezaliwa, sasa hii ako form 2. Form 3. Mtoto wako form 3. That's awesome. Ushaifika mahali ukasema hii wacha ikae.
Ilifika mahali mwenyewe akaona na jaribu akachukua nyumba kwanza. Nikakaa nje around 3 years. Alafu nikafikiria nirudishe kazi yangu tena.
Kitoweo, mboga, nyama. Nice. Haya sasa kuna mavijana kule mtaani wametulia. Mtu amekaa anasema mimi manze naongojea nipate job poa. Unaweza advise mtu kaa huyo aje?
Mimi naweza mwambia asikae ngojea kazi ati poa. Aanze pale chini hata kama analipwa 200. Hapo kwa 200 ndio kutatoka sawa.
Kabisa. Aanze kwa 200 hapo ndio kutatoka sawa.
200 ama kwa 50.
Haya. No, ukichapa biashara najua kuna mabuchari zingine. Lakini
kuna nyingine inaenda chini inapanda. Inataka siku vile.
So wewe unauza mbuzi, ng'ombe ama
ni hivyo tu hata mbuzi.
That's nice. Now, what are some of the challenges ambazo unaweza pata? Pengine kuna mtu anataka kuanza butchery but hajui challenges zile anaweza patana nazo.
Unaweza anzia pale lakini kama wewe hujui kazi inakuanga kazi ngumu sana.
So lazima uwe na experience kidogo.
Lazima ujifunze kidogo ndio unaweza kuwa umeajiri mtu hiyo siku anakuambia siko kama unaamka unapata anja kuja kazi. Kazi imefungwa uoni mtu. Na ni nyama na ni kitu ya kuoza mpaka uwe unajua pale unaweza jaribu kidogo tu.
Haya, umeniambia moja ndio hiyo ya pili. Pengine stima kupotea zinawaadhiri.
Stima ikipotea hii ni kitu ya kuharibika. Wewe siaka kwa printer hakuna stima mpaka ulete ile kiasi unajua inaweza umalizia uuze siku 2 tu umalize.
Na sasa tuseme bahati mbaya imeharibika. Sasa inaenda waste tu hivyo.
Hiyo waste. Hauna chini lakini hiyo unaangalianga mbele.
Kweli. Sawa. Sitaki uniambie how much you earn from your experience on a good day, on a bad day. Nataka unipatie hiyo range. Usiniambie unaingiza ngapi. Sitaki watu wajue. Nataka kujua on a range, on a bad napatiwa hiyo pesa at the end of the month. So ni kazi fiti, si ndio?
Hiyo usihesabu nimekuambia sasa hiyo nje kuadisha yenye umenunua na umetoa.
Nataka profit.
Si lazima lakini hiyo tu.
Haya, lakini umejijazia kama tunacheza hapo tunachezea wapi? Hiyo ikiwa stock kila kitu iko hapo. So Gracie kuulize wewe unapatakaje kama customer wako?
Customer anajiletanga mahali wameona kitu smart.
So ni wewe unaangalia biashara inavutia customer.
Unaenda unaleta vitu zenye zinafaa customer na unajua kuongea na customer akijua pale ni just rudishwa baya.
So lazima uangalie customer. Na sasa hapa baba dogo, customer wako wengi ni wanaendaga wakikuja ama ni kila siku kuna mwingine anakuja akijaribu?
wanakujanga wakijaribu. Kuna wale wako na hapa ni kwa barabara, kuna wapiti wa njia, tuseme wanaenda Ngumba hapa, wanaona akichukua mtu anaingia anachukua.
So lazima uangalie customer ndio aweze kurudi tena na tena. That's very important.
Akikuja hapo namfanya poa, hata akienda anakuletea wengine.
Awesome. Na cheki pale nje tu samosa. Naona pia hapa kuna mabiriganya, kuna mahoho. So pia unauza vegetables ama hapa kunaendaje?
Nauza na wenye wanataka kupikwa anapikwa nayo. Lakini wateja wenye wanakuja kununua wanakuja wanapendezwa wanabeba. Ndio ni kitu inaenda kupika hizo nyama inakuwa smart.
Kitu inaandamana na hizo nyama. Sasa kama mimi nikitaka kuanzisha biashara tuseme ya butchery. Nastaki kuanza butchery kubwa. Inaweza gharimu pesa. What do I need?
Kama una kila kitu umenunua?
Sina, ndio naanza, niko tu na nyumba. Maybe hata kabla uniambie pesa, niambie what do I need?
Kwa na 20k naweza anza.
Hiyo itagharamia mashine ya kupima. Ni ile ya tumawe?
Hiyo utaenda kununua ile ya tumawe, juu hii inatokanga 15k.
Hii ya stima ni
Hii ni ya stima.
15k. So ile ingine
ama unaenda unakuwa na 20k kabla nini, utakuwa umepata pesa, umenunua yako, unaendesha. Ukiwa tu hata 15 kama hizo vitu unaweza inuka.
Other than machine ya kupima, nini ingine nahitaji? Fridge, hata kama sio kubwa kama.
Uko na fridge, uko na hizi, uko na hizi mpaka ukuwe nazo na visu za kukata.
Kukatia customer. Unajua siku hizi tumewazoea, tunataka mpaka kukatakatiwa. Kitambo unajua ilikuwa kinyama tu unaenda kujikatakatia nyumbani. So ukiwa na kama 20,000 unaweza anza kama biashara.
Unaweza anza.
Sasa stick pale kwa samosa. Bila nyama nikitaka kuanza biashara ya samosa inaweza, naona pia unapikia watu pale.
Napika. Juu kuna wazee wapikangi kwa nyumba anashindako na kuosha mavyombo.
Mabashara.
Ni lazima niwe nawatengenezea tu.
Na ni kama how much sahani moja?
Sahani moja fry na ugali na kuanga 180.
Hapo unajua kuna wateja sababu wanaume na vyombo hatupatani, ni kama mafuta na maji. Haya, nataka kuanza biashara ya samosa. Nahitaji
ukiwa na 3k unaweza anza tu kidogo.
Okay. So unaanza polepole, tulisema uanze kidogo.
Ukianza kidogo hata ukiwa na 1500 unaweza anza. Ufika hata unaweza tengeneza saa 10k.
Yes, Grace, tumeshukuru sana. But before we go, nataka uongee na mtu anataka kuanza biashara, mwambie kitu.
Mimi naweza himiza mtu, hakuna haja mtu anaenda kukaa kwa nyumba asiangalie biashara yote, enda uulize, uanzie hapo. Kama mimi nilianza hii kazi ya biashara kama sijui ya nyama. Sasa hata nikishika hii nyama nikukatie unaweza shangaa.
Wisha.
Na mimi hata ana youth mtu asingangane kwenda kukaa pale, kama ajende aulizie tu hapo ndio atajua naanze kujifungulia yake na inuke.
Umesikia wana youth? So anza kile unaanza saa hii, usianze kesho. Ya Sun City Butchery tumekuwa na Grace na ametuelezea 1 2 3 things. So kama uko pale mtaani unataka kuanza biashara, usichukue mawaidha hapo. Tukisonga, si ndio? Ndani ya Baba Dogo. Yes, bado tuko ndani ya Baba Dogo na nimekaa hapa nikapatana na mchap mdeli anaitwa Samuel. Ni aje? Uko fiti? Asante kwa kutukaribisha. So nataka utuambie jina yako kamili, pengine nimeispell vibaya, nimeipronounce vibaya. Jina yako kamili na biashara yenye unafanya.
Okay, mimi kwa majina naitwa Samuel Mutoa na nafanya hii biashara na ndili na chicken meat. Yaani nauza hizi kuku hapa kwa butchery. Sasa nauzanga kuku mzima. Nauza na hizo parts zingine pia. Na kila kitu naipatia bei yake.
So kila kitu iko na bei yake.
Kila kitu iko na bei yake.
Kama hii ni nini? Naona iko na kila kitu ndani.
Kama hii tunaitanga
Katakata.
Naweza kata ndani uone.
So hizi ni vitu umekatakata.
Hizi zimekatakata lakini zinakujanga zikiwa hivyo.
Zikiwa hivyo.
Mimi ile zile vitu nandili nazo vitu quality. Natoka kampuni direct. Na naweza toka Kenchick, nikikosa kwa Kenchick kuna kampuni nyingine inaitwa Farmers Choice, kuna Isinya. So nazitafuta mahali ziko.
So ukiamka asubuhi, the first thing unafanya ukiamka asubuhi ni nini?
Kitu ya kwanza nikiamka, kwanza niangalie kama niko na stock ya kutosha. Ndio watu wa baba dogo waweza kwa, ndio kuna distributors. Bado sijasimama nikawa distributor kutoka direct. Lakini kuna wale wanatoa direct huko, naenda nachukua kwa hao.
So that tuna ensure quality pay iko sawa. Nice. Hii biashara umefanya for how long?
Sasa hii niko na miaka 2.
Miaka 2. Na for 2 years, kwa nini ulifikiria hutaki kuuza nyama zingine? Juu tumeona watu wanauza nyama ya mbuzi, ya ng'ombe. Wewe kwa nini ulifikiria ni kuku peke yake?
Kitu nafanya hii inakosa changamoto. Kwa hii biashara ile challenge kabisa na ambayo ikikuja kwako lazima urudi chini kidogo ni hizi vitu kuharibika.
Zikispoil.
Licha ya kuwa uko na freezer, kuna wakati ukitoa hizi vitu zikishayeyuka, sasa kufurizi tena, hiyo kitu inapoteza ile quality
yake.
Yeah. So hiyo inaenda unazitupa, unaenda hasara.
Yeah. Nice. Kuna challenge nyingine apart from that?
Apart from hiyo, bado sinaona hii ndio mwaka ya 2. Bado naendelea kuobserve, nione kama kuna challenge zingine. For now hiyo ndio inanisumbua.
So far so good. Nice. Ningependa uadvise mtu wako home. Mtu tu anataka kuanza biashara, unaweza muadvise nini? Pengine anaona ugumu kuanza, unaweza muadvise nini?
Nimesema ukitaka kufanya kitu lazima utie bidii. Lazima ung'ang'ane. Lazima utafute capital. Hakuna kazi utaanza bila capital. Kitu ya kwanza. So itategemea na ile kazi unataka kuanza, capital yake ni how much. Anza kusave. Save tu kidogo. Kuna ile kiwango utafikisha, basi hata masponsor wako.
Masponsor wazuri.
Utapata loan.
Nice. Hiyo ni fiti. Now, on a bad day, on a good day, sitaki uniambie unaingiza pesa ngapi, but range ya mtu wako kwa biashara kama hii zaingiza kama how much?
Itategemea pia iko wapi na kama watu wamekubali hiyo mtaa. Wakishaikubali kuna dowezi make.
Haya, sasa umekuja hapo. What do you need? Ukiona biashara kama hii, ni vitu kama gani 2, 3, 4 unaweza ambia mtu anafaa kuwa nazo kwa biashara?
Okay, lazima ukue mahali kuna watu wengi, mahali hakuna ukabila, watu wamechanganyika kabila tofauti. Na lazima uwe social na watu mahali hiyo area utaenda. Na ile kitu utawapelekea kitu quality. Ndio wakubali.
Sasa wewe unakuwa na customer wa kurudi ama ni wa kila siku kuna mpya? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Nataka kuwa wapi?
5 years to come, natangia kupata hizi tu direct kwa kampuni. Wacha kutoka kwa distributor.
Sasa wewe ndio distributor.
Nikuwe na duka kama hizi tuseme 5. Ndio nikiweza kuingia pale hizi vitu zangu najiuzia. Sitauza na wholesale kama hao. Unajiuzia. Naziuza kwa maduka zangu.
Kuna mtu nyumbani amefika mwisho. Baba dogo. Je, uko mtaa fulani unaweza taka tukuje? Si tu commentia pale Fanaka Digital pale kwenye page yetu pale online, tuambie unataka Fanaka Digital. Ingia pale Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, tuambie biashara mtaani, kujeni mtaa yangu. Alafu inakuwa inaweza. Remember, you're still watching Biashara Mtaani. Yes, bado tuko ndani ya Baba Dogo. So mtu wangu ni aje? Uko fiti?
Niko fiti.
Kwa majina naitwa Jubush. Mademo ananiambia mimi ni mrembo, but hiyo sio ya maana. Jina lako?
Naitwa Paul Kirago.
Paul Kirago. Nice. Tumekuja Baba Dogo, tunaangalia watu wako na biashara mtaani. Manake kule mtaani tumechiki mayuti wanahitaji kusukumwa kidogo.
Huku nikaona huku kuna madem, kuna nini nikasema nini inaweza deal nayo inahusisha madem. So nikaanza cosmetics.
So hapo ndio ulianza hiyo. Nice. Kwa hivyo kwa madem kuna pesa.
Kwa madem wako na do.
Wako na pesa.
Wako na do.
Mungu anatuonekania tu. Haya, then ukatoka kama hapa nje.
Hapa nje nao nikaona huku population vile inaenda kigrow. Sasa acha nijaribu na tumitugi.
Watu wameachana na mafuta taa sasa wanaingia hapa sasa.
Sasa ni digital. Watu wanatokana wanaingia digital. Ndio uende na vile maisha ina change, lazima ukope.
Tumeacha kama hujapata pesa ya kwenda kampo. Ulienda kampo?
Nilienda kampo. That was 2009.
Then so from that time hii biashara imekuwa haijaifungua.
Hata day one.
Now what are the challenges? Juu ukirani hivyo vyote kuna challenges umepata.
Challenges ziko na hapa ni do sasa inataka wewe ujiamini. One of the main challenges competition.
Juu mtu anachungulia naona Kirago cosmetics inaenda.
Anaweka. So one thing utafanya mutaharibu profit margin. So unaona? So the rate ya wewe kupenya itakuwa minimum. So naweza sema competition is the major challenge. Another one is financial. Bila capital unajua kama kuna vitu zina remain constant irrespective kuna job ama hakuna job. Kitu kama rent, kama wage. Hawa msimu mwenye umeajiri hapa kama one of my guy lazima umlipe.
Kuna biashara
keja kama hakuna do ama nini lazima ulipe keja. So hiyo kitu ina remain constant. Yeah.
Na kwa ile ya kwanza ya competition, how do you manage, because competition I think kwa biashara